Hello and welcome. This is the second part of my guest hosting my special guest, Topher from Austin. He is a big Austin fan, and this segment we're going to talk about all things MLS. I want to get his opinion on, Austin. They were, in my opinion, they were really bad last year, and now they were one game away from the final. Which, full credit to them. I give him a lot of crap, as he's probably going to mention, but and then also New York City. If I were to say I have an MLS team, it would be New York City. Them getting the stadium and also MLS going into the unknown, signing this big deal with Apple TV. It's all online. There's no cable TV involved, from what I know. Maybe I'm wrong. He can correct me, but all the games are included, and it's something that we haven't seen from a major sports league in the USA, where it's all online, it's all streaming. So let's bring him on. Topher from Austin, welcome to Blue Club Sports.
Thank you for having me back. And I'm ready to talk about some MLS.
Yeah. So I'm wearing the New York City kit. I'm wearing the orange Volt one, which I think is the more I look at it, I love it more. I think it's just a classic kit. I think, years down the road, people are going to see this kit and be like, dude, I remember when they had that kit. It was pretty good. But, the Austin kits, they don't do it for me, as you know. But yeah, I think you guys get a new home kit. Usually those kits they have on a 2-year cycle. So you'll get a new home kit. Hopefully Adidas is nicer to you guys than they were last time. But yeah, let's talk about Austin, sir. You watch every game of Austin. You are a super fan.
Yep, I did watch every single game. Whether I was at home, doesn't matter where I was at. I was watching the game. I wasn't gonna miss it. Even if we were losing 3-0, I still watched the whole entire game because I am that type of supporter and fan for Austin that I will watch the last 90th minute of the game. But yeah, so from last year, Austin, it was their inaugural season. They were new, and they were not the best team. I'll give you that. But a lot of it had to do with chemistry. They just couldn't find the right matchups and the right pairs to really focus on the team. I don't really think Josh Wolf really knew what he was doing last year, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward to this year. This year, they shocked everyone. Even from the first two opening games, scoring 5 goals in each game, the biggest in the MLS, this year, like they had the most goals scored. And that was really big. And they just continued to do better stuff. And a lot of it had to do to re-signings of players and just finding that chemistry. I do feel that there's still a few players in the team that, it was bad decisions to sign them in. They could have had better quality players being signed in. And, the way that they spent their money for the club, I think they could do a better job at it to make them, champions. We were close, but, there was still some work to do in our side.
Okay. I get that. So Josh Wolf, I wanted to talk about Josh Wolf because from the background story I heard, he was Greg Berhalter's assistant in Columbus, and Greg Berhalter supposedly a good coach. I don't know what they see, but they hire his assistant probably off of Berhalter's recommendation. And they give him the head coaching job for Austin, a big market that MLS wants to break open into, make a real, how should I say, a really big, make it a key market for the league, right? And it was a very, I didn't like the look of it, but when I see what happened over this current season, 2022, a lot of bad things happen, Your number 10, Cecilio Dominguez, has off-the-field issues, suspensions. He has to go out. And, the manager managed the situation. It looked like, you guys really didn't, suffer in performances. You guys finished second in Western Conference. That maybe I'm too harsh on Josh Wolf. Do you think there's any value there that he was able to, make sure the team didn't lose its way while all these things were happening off the field?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, the first year, He didn't really. I didn't feel like he knew what he was doing, or I didn't feel like he was the right coach for the team. But this year, I mean, I don't know what happened within that off season, but he seems to better manage the club. And Cecilio not being there anymore, I think it was better for the club. I mean, in reality, he didn't really do that much for our club. He didn't make our club the what it is right now. And we're able to sign better players after Cecilio left. Right? We'll just say he left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think you're being a little too hard on Joshua. Do I agree? Because I know this year they signed him for like a 4-year deal or something like that with the club prematurely before
Yes.
we actually made it second place. I believe they had extended his contract 3 games into it.
Yeah, I was
That might have
and I
been
remember that.
that might have been too premature, but so far as it's sticking right now, okay, maybe, right? But we'll see what happens next year. Can he keep up this momentum?
For sure, for sure. And what would be realistic expectations for Austin next year?
As every year, our expectation is to win the championship, the MLS Cup. So that is our expectation, and that will be our expectation.
Nice, nice. I like the optimism. I really do. And I make fun of Austin. I make fun of the fans, the chanting and all that. But honestly, I really thought you guys were gonna be one and done in the playoffs. You guys beat RSL, which is a tough team to play in the playoffs. Because I do watch I try to watch MLS during the playoffs, and I know RSL is a team that really, they're They get a professional result. They take it to extra time and they win on pens away from home when it comes to the playoffs. And you guys beat them on penalties, which was pretty impressive in my opinion. So yeah, I think it would be realistic to agree with you, man. They should be in their conference championship again. I would say being in the final. So we'll see what they do next year. I'm sure you'll keep us posted throughout, and yeah, we'll definitely have you on if they're doing a good job. So the big story is Apple TV Plus, right? Um,
Yeah,
what's your thoughts on it? I think, just to state it, put it out there, I think it's a very bold move. They're definitely getting their money from Apple, but I feel like they're just making it harder and harder for someone like me that likes the sport but is not really huge into MLS. I'd rather watch the Premier League. I'd rather watch, go follow my local USL championship team. I think it's just making it harder for them to sell to new people. And also, I think the key demographic they should be going towards, which is an average American sports fan that watches a little bit of baseball, basketball, hockey, football, someone that just likes watching sports, and they want to watch MLS because they want to support the domestic game.
yeah, yeah. So like on this Apple deal, at first I was excited for it. I didn't like ESPN Plus just because of all the blackouts that they had. And I like to watch several MLS games. I'm a big MLS person, so I like to watch a lot of games, and I couldn't because of blackouts. So I was excited to hear that MLS picked up Apple and got a deal with them until the prices came out. And it makes it hard for me because I am a big fan of MLS. But do I want to shut out $100 a year to watch MLS? And in reality, you know, I'm probably just gonna watch the Austin games again. So I don't know if it's a good deal for me or not to buy it. And I think that's where the problem came from. So I don't know. So I had a different opinion. I thought that all I needed to do was buy Apple TV Plus, and I'll be able to watch the games. But it's not. It's an extra,
Hmm.
and it's pretty pricey. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one.
Yeah, and you get I was looking at the conversation on Twitter, and I know Twitter's not really real life because people say dumb stuff, but it appeared it was a 50-50 split. There was 50% of the people saying, "Oh, well, if you don't have $100, there's more problems in your life than you think there is. If you're a real MLS fan, you'll buy it." Um, and then you have the other people that are saying the Premier League. It's cheaper to watch the Premier League on Peacock than it is to watch MLS now. And Yeah, I think it just creates more division. I think MLS should be doing everything in its way to grow the fan base, but it just appears with this deal. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it just feels like, okay, we have the fan base we want. We're getting enough money through the door. We'll just serve these customers, and if we grow, we grow. But we are self sufficient now with the amount of revenue we're getting with the advertisers, partnerships we're having, stuff like that. They're basically set in their place. We can expand into markets, but and to give them credit, they are giving a reduced price for season ticket holders. So if you have a season ticket at your local MLS team, you get a reduced price. I guess they give you a promo code or something, but you're that's like a very small minority of people that watch MLS, right, or that are season ticket holders. So yeah, it just correct me if I'm wrong. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so I believe that there is discounted price, but I don't know. I just you know I don't see myself doing to paying for it. Who knows? I might still do it because I know you can do it monthly, but
Mm-hmm.
I just still feel for MLS to pay that much. I don't know if it's worth it or not. So we'll see if I end up buying it or not. More than likely I probably would, because that's just me. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough for a lot of people to fork up that type of cash.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you for sure. So the last point, I did mention it in the intro. My, it would be disrespectful to the actual fans of New York City to say that I'm a fan myself. Um, you made fun of me because I started watching the playoffs as I always do, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go for New York City, and then they went on and won the cup, and I went on and bought this jersey that has the champions patch, but you know it was mostly like, oh, I like the jerseys and they're in New York. I follow all the New York teams and stuff, but this year I didn't really watch them. I decided to start following my local USL team, and that really just that time I would have spent watching New York City games. I spent watching um, the Toros play, but they have the new stadium deal. Do you think this is, you know, of course it's good for the New York City, right? But do you think it's good for MLS in general that you know? Because I'm gonna assume New York City is one of the premier teams in MLS, or that's how the league wants them to be viewed as a premier team in a premier top market. Finally getting a stadium, they're not like a meme anymore where they play in a baseball stadium, and basically the banner is like 4x4 flag, the championship banner.
Yeah, no. Them getting a new stadium, what I think it's a good thing for MLS because that's just showing progression. There's
Mm-hmm.
more viewers actually watching MLS than before. So I think it's a really, really good thing that they're getting a stadium. So yeah, because it's like how I used to say it before, and I know I'm messing around sometimes, but I do feel that MLS is starting to become bigger than, let's say, like Liga MX, right?
Mm-hmm.
So them getting a stadium, I think it's in the right way. We're striding in the right direction for MLS becoming a bigger organization.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I had. We have time for today with our MLS topic, but there was a lot of stuff that we didn't get into. Um, but definitely, I'll try to have you on as soon as I can. I want to. We'll probably try to schedule it. Talk about MLS once the season comes around in March or February. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to ask you about because honestly, I joke around with MLS, but MLS growing is good for the game domestically and it improves our national team, which we definitely need, in my opinion. But thank you for your time, Topher, and I'll hopefully we can have you again soon.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you guys for watching Blue Club Sports. If you like the video, please like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and comment down below if we said anything that caught your attention. Thank you very much, and you guys have a good day.